Hey, this is Danny. Welcome to a whole nother video. Today I thought I would talk about something technology-wise that everyone's talking about on the internet. 4K OLED technology. I said in my previous video when I was talking about Ultra HD Blu-ray that I felt that 4K OLED TVs are just way too expensive right now. And they are, because they're just not being made by that many manufacturers. There's only LG and Panasonic currently making them. And I went to my local store today to check out an LG 4K OLED TV, and I can honestly say I'm not that impressed with the brightness of the 2015 models that I saw. And that's just a problem with 4K OLED right now. It's just not that bright. I don't like the brightness on them. Like, I compared it to the 4K IPS panels, way brighter TV. Sure, it has the best blacks because it turns off black, but it's just not that bright. I mean, that's the problem with it. So, LG comes out and they announce a whole new television called the 4K OLED 2016 models that are going to support HDR Pro. I mean, did they drop the ball on everybody that went out and bought a 2015 4K OLED TV? Yeah, they did. They dropped the ball. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, you don't got HDR Pro. This is our new thing we're doing. It's so much better than your TV that whatever you purchased. So if you went out and you paid $4,400, you are in a mess right now. Do not buy a 4K OLED TV right now, okay? Let me tell you guys why, alright? So HDR Pro is the new thing that LG's been working on. This surpasses what basically Samsung is doing with their SUHD. This is like the next gen thing, HDR Pro. But here's the thing, alright? It's not affordable for anybody, okay? So if you really want to get one of these TVs, you're going to have to wait a while, because the 55-inch model that has HDR Pro is $6,700 American dollars. Now you transfer that to Canadian, that is insane. Now, what do I got to say about 4K OLED TV? Overpriced much? Hell yeah. Even the 2015 models are $4,400. Even if they go down in price, is it really worth purchasing a TV that's not that bright for that amount of money, that has 3 HDMI jacks? I don't think so, okay? And I personally think that the 4K LG IPS panels are more reasonably priced, and I honestly think that they're a better television right now. They've been having troubles with the 4K OLED 2015 models for banding issues. Banding is a very, very big problem with television. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm going to go buy a 4K OLED TV and all my problems are going to be solved. Well, let me tell you something. TV manufacturers are confirming that they got a whole new set of problems, which is banding issues. And if you want to get into that, then you are you are in for it. You know what I mean? Also, 4K OLED hasn't even been tested about how long it can actually last. They don't even know how long it can last. They haven't done tests on it properly. The next thing about LED TVs with a backlight system is you do not get burn-ins. OLEDs can get burn-ins. Why do you think that there's not OLED monitors on the market right now made by LG? It's because number one, it's overpriced as hell. Number two, it gets burn-ins. Like, it's like you have to have fast moving, stuff going on. If you're a gamer, you can play games on it, but I wouldn't suggest playing a static game like World of Warcraft, where you just pause and leave your game going on your fancy OLED TV, because you're going to get a burn. This is for movie people and for people that play, fast, games that are always moving, basically. So is 4K OLED really worth it right now? Hell no. The tests haven't been done how long they last. The blue LEDs in them tend to dim after a while. It's been proven that they have. They have documented evidence from OLED TVs from 2012 of burn-ins being in the actual televisions. Take that in consideration when buying a 4K OLED TV. People are saying on the internet, oh, OLED's superior to plasma, no burn-in. No, it has the same problems as plasma. It's the new plasma. Not only that, but I own a plasma, of course, and the brightness on my plasma G25 is brighter than the LG 4K OLED that costs $4,400 Canadian for a 55-inch. Okay, and I have a 54-inch. I paid way less for my plasma back in the day. Let me tell you, it's way brighter than that TV ever is. I don't care about the resolution. The brightness is very important to me. The blacks are beautiful, but the brightness is not. Now, the 2016 models are going to be brighter, but for $6,700, how much are you willing to spend on a TV? Will it come down in price? Yes, they all come down in price. But you have to take in consideration that all the other TVs, like the IPS panels, the SUHD TVs, they're always going to be less than OLED because OLED is just not, that affordable right now. Now they're coming out with new OLED technologies where it's like rolling and stuff up and everything, and it goes on your wall and you're like, whoa, that's pretty sweet, right? But honestly, I mean, it's just insane. Why would you pay that much for a television? It's crazy. And it's because there's no competition. It costs a lot to make these products. And, it's for the rich consumer, not the average consumer. And even the average consumer OLED products, because there's different ranges of OLED apparently. There's the high-end OLED TVs, there's the middle-range OLED TVs, and then there's low-range OLED TVs. And if you want the best brightness, you're going to have to cough up some money. You're going to have to cough up $6,700 to get a good OLED TV. Is it worth it right now? Hell no. It's not worth it. TVs are changing so fast, they're like computers. They're coming out with this new thing. High dynamic range. Oh, by the way, did you buy a 2013 4K TV? Oh, guess what? It's already outdated. We got a new high dynamic range right now. I mean, the people out there must be so pissed off about this. The 4K community, basically. But Ultra HD is going to make everything look better, whether you got high dynamic range or not, because you're going to get more resolution. Okay, and resolution looks really good. You've seen the demos on the 4K IPS panels. They look amazing. This whole high dynamic range thing is trying to trick the consumer. Oh, high dynamic range, 10-bit color. Oh, this is amazing. I should get an SUHD TV. I should get this 4K OLED panel because it may support high dynamic range. Oh, guess what? High dynamic range pro. Boom. Your TV's out of date. How many times are they going to do this now? Is this where the whole market's going? Is the HDR Pro the end? Hell no. Let me tell you guys something right here, okay? Here's the thing, alright? All the TV people listening right now, okay, listen to this, alright? So get this, alright? 4K Blu-ray supports up to 12-bit color. 12-bit, okay? The TV manufacturers coming out in 2016 with their HDR Pro, that's a 10-bit TV. So if you think that you're going to, when you pay $6,700, that you're getting the best TV in the world, you're not. In fact, the TV manufacturers say every year they're going to make TVs better. It's crazy to think about it. You didn't have these problems with HD TVs. All you had to worry about was 1080i, 720, and 1080p. Now you got to worry about high dynamic range, normal 4K, and like it's crazy. I mean, why do we have so many options? Why are all these options here? It's here to trick the consumer, trick you from what you're buying, to not get the best product. But no matter what, it's gonna look good. That's the nice thing about Ultra HD Blu-ray. Even if you have one that doesn't support high dynamic range, regardless of what anyone says. It's going to look amazing on Ultra HD Blu-ray. I mean, think of it that way. I mean, basically. But I am very excited about the technology, but at the same time, it's just kind of pissing me off a little bit because LG is just coming out with these insane prices, and they're saying, oh, HDR Pro's the new thing, this is the next thing. And, you know, it's crazy to think how much, like, everything's changing all at once, like it's a freaking, like, computer's graphics card. Because they're making these TVs like computers now, basically. They got WebOS 2.0. Now they're coming out with 3.0 for the new 4K OLED TVs. You know, and they got freaking Ridley Scott advertising the freaking TV on a freaking ad or whatever. Oh, this is the best TV ever. Oh, I'm not sure how long it's going to be the best TV ever. You know, it's insane in the membrane, and people don't understand this whole thing, and neither do I, because it's just moving so fast. We've got HDR Pro, we've got HDR, we got 10-bit panels. In the future, there's going to be 12-bit panels. Why don't they just release the 12-bit panels right now? Why are they making us wait for the 12-bit panels? Because the consumer doesn't know that there's going to be 12-bit panels, and there is, because HDMI 2.0 supports 12-bit color. So if you want to get the best TV in the world, you're going to have to wait a while, because it's not going to get there for a while. Because first, right now, they're coming out with these new HDR thing, HDR Pro, HDR whatever, you know. SUHD nano crystal technology that's almost like OLED, but it's not. Which is a nice thing by Samsung, because they're making it more affordable. But at the same time, I like the IPS panels regardless of what people say. A lot of people are complaining about, you know, LED because you get some screen bleeding on the sides, basically, when you're watching a widescreen movie. That is true. You do get that sometimes. But all in all, I've had nothing but been using my 4K IPS TV, and I had no problems whatsoever with it, actually. And I just believe that manufacturers and reviewers are hyping the shit out of these 4K OLED TVs because they're being consumed by LG. LG is paying people to review their TVs. They're sending YouTubers the TVs and trying to get them to say it's the best TV in the world, where underneath it all, we're finding out now about the problems, about the banding issues, which is a big, huge issue, and it should not have those issues if you're going to pay $4,400. And then we're finding out that they're coming out with OLED TVs that are way brighter and sharper and everything. You know, it's just crazy, basically. So if I'm going to suggest anybody go out and buy a TV, buy an SUHD or a 4K IPS panel. I mean, this whole OLED thing is getting out of hand. The TVs are changing like crazy. The prices are insane. I would not suggest buying a 2015 model, not even a 2016 model, because if you really want to buy a TV where you spend thousands and thousands of dollars, at least make sure that the technology has been perfected to where you know the TV is going to last, you know it's reasonably priced, and you know that you have more competition. Panasonic makes very good panels. Their 4K OLED looked fantastic. People are complaining about that price, but honestly, I mean, it's just crazy. And I think that Panasonic is going to go heads to head with LG, even though they're using their technology, and they're probably going to go make their panels, you know, less expensive in the future, and then we're going to see more reasonably priced OLEDs, and maybe we'll finally get the 12-bit panel, you know, color that everybody deserves that buys an OLED TV, and a reasonably priced in Canada product. Because this whole American dollar bullshit, Canadian, is just insane. Because our dollar is worth basically anything right now. and anything that's in America that's worth a lot, that costs a lot of money, costs an insane amount of money in Canada. So LG, get your act together, make more reasonable, products that don't cost an insane amount of money. Don't back away from your fans here, and give the consumer what they deserve, which is a TV that is going to last for at least 6 years without being outdated. But I'm going to say here, if you're going to buy TV, buy an IPS panel or an SUHD. They're very good brands. And Panasonic is making their new panels and they look really good for 2016. But honestly, if you're going to buy one 2015 model, I go with the IPS or the SUHD. And that's my little thing on what I think of, OLED 4K TV. And that is my opinion. And that is where I stand right now about this. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope that you have learned something from this video. And that you're not going to go out and buy the 2015 model because it's overpriced and it doesn't give you value for what you deserve as a consumer, because you deserve HDR Pro for that price, and you as a consumer deserve the best TV for a reasonable price. So that's my opinion on 4K OLED, and I hope that you enjoy this video, and please hit the like button. And please add me to your subscription list, because I'm going to talk more about this. I'm going to talk about Ultra HD Blu-ray. I'm planning on getting an Ultra HD Blu-ray player this year, and I will be reviewing Ultra HD Blu-rays on this channel. So please stay tuned for that. I'm going to do that, and I hope you enjoyed this update, and I hope you guys learned a ton of stuff here that, bullshit reviewers aren't going to tell you about TVs. So have a great night, everyone.